Hey, we're back with another video. Today we're looking back again to my Mini Z and its upgrade time. We're going to do a few small changes here to help things along in the racing department, particularly in handling. So we're going to install the ball differential, the Kyosho OEM ball differential part. So just very quickly, the ball differential replaces the gear differential in the back, and it will help with acceleration out of corners. It's got a little bit more adjustability, so it will help with overall with handling. Quickly, with my Mini Z, I've already replaced the tires. I put some super softs both on the front and back. That helped incredibly when I did my first racing session last week. And I've also done the kingpin flip. So for those who don't know what that is, out of the box, these kingpins, for whatever reason, there's quite a bit of binding and friction in the front suspension, the way the kingpins, which are these silver pins, the way they're oriented out of the factory. So a well-known modification is to flip those. So I did make a video about it. There's lots of them online, but I've done that already. So you can see that I've taken off the C-clips, flipped everything around. I've shaved off and cut off the bottom part of the OEM kingpin and then reinstalled, and the suspension travel is much better. So I'm very happy with the way that turned out, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that affects the handling of the car tomorrow at my next club race. So the next thing we're going to do is install the Kyosho ball diff. Now, we don't follow, at least our club doesn't really follow the letter of the law as it comes to modifications and how that puts you in certain classes. For the most part, our quote-unquote box stock class allows the kingpin flip, it allows tires, it allows a modified T-plate, and it also allows the ball diff. Now, I know people will comment and say, well, our club doesn't allow it. Well, we're a relatively small club, about, on a good day, 5, 6, 7 people, and quite frankly, it's not until you get into the Evos with brushless motors that we start talking about modified and open classes. Anything less than that, we're considering box stock. So the installation of this ball differential is well within the scope of at least our definition of box stock. So let's crack this open and get it underway. Okay, we're back. So we've got everything installed. Everything went in very easily. I must say, props to Kyosho. They include some very good instructions. Unlike in Jora, which I've commented in the past, you kind of have to do some guessing based on the pictures on the website, but these instructions were very clear on how to put everything in. The one little piece of confusion that I had was step 3, and I'm not sure if you can see that here, as it makes reference to these plastic bushings here and here. So when I put everything in and took everything, first took everything apart, I wasn't really sure what these bushings were, as they made reference to in the instructions, because they were embedded in the wheel where the nut goes. So it took me a few minutes to figure out, yeah, there's some extra bushings lodged in the center of the wheel. So make sure you go into those wheels and punch those out before you continue, just for confusion. Also, interestingly, on the drive side, despite what the instruction says, that it's a 3mm plastic bushing that goes in the wheel, it's actually a 3mm ball bearing. On the passenger side, or I guess the non-drive side, it is in fact just a plastic bushing, as it says in the instructions. But just on the drive side, it's actually a bearing. So when I had everything apart, I was like, why do I have one bushing and one bearing? Because that's not what the instruction said. But I finally figured it out, because the axle on the drive side is slightly thicker, and it needs the 3mm bearing naturally, that the 2mm plastic bushing wouldn't have fit on top. So I finally figured that out. So bottom line, on the drive side, there is a 3mm ball bearing, and then on the non-drive side, that's the 2mm bushing. So that was the only slight confusion from the step in the directions. Otherwise, everything went in very easily, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how this performs at the races tomorrow. I can already tell there's a much different feel in the drive line, so again, looking forward to seeing how that works out. So there was the Kyosho ball bearing install on my Mini Z, the MR03 rear wheel drive. Only took about 10 minutes with that little bushing and ball bearing confusion. I hope you enjoyed this video. First off, or I guess last off, thanks for thumbs upping and subscribing to the channel. I've had lots of interactions with people watching my videos. Thanks very much for those who have done that. So hope to see you in the next video, maybe some racing footage from our Mini Z Club tomorrow. See you soon.